Hello.
Hey, hello.
What's up?
Hello. Sorry, just trying to situate ourselves here.
You're fine.
Get back.
We had to get into the dressing room where we can be, so you can hear us and we can hear you.
Okay.
There's people, but we'll try to get into your feed here better.
Let's. Okay, well.
Can you let us know when you see?
No, I can't see you. You like need to come.
I'm trying. So,
Here, you sit. I'll like sit on the floor or something. You're tall.
Kristen's got to come in. Well, hold on. We got to get our guitars in here too.
Okay, there's four of you.
Good.
Hello. Perfect.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
Well, thanks for jumping on for your show. Did you guys want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Caveman technical issues here. Paleolithic man.
Phone holder.
All right. So my name is Errol. I'm the drummer of Mammoth Tusk.
I'm the front man, vocalist for Mammoth Tusk.
My name's Jacob. I play bass for Mammoth Tusk. I'm Tristan. I play guitar for Mammoth Tusk.
Awesome. How did you guys get started with music?
Originally, we formed this band 2 years ago, and originally it was me and Jacob, current bassist of Mammoth Tusk, and we found each other through Craigslist. And I was just looking to join a doom metal band, a doom metal project, because that's the music genre I was most interested in at the time. And then I linked up with Jacob through another project that he was in, his friend's project. And that's how we got interested in like music, the local scene.
Very cool.
But as far as like general music goes, I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of different music and stuff with sorry,
You're fine.
with my family and all.
Awesome. And the rest of you?
Well, I mean, I don't know about everybody else. I'm 46, so I'm probably the oldest person in the band. I started playing drums when I was 9. I got my first kick when I was 12 from cutting grass for the whole summer. And I had to push him over my dad let him borrow. Put a gas tank, and he said, if you break my lawnmower, I'm going to put it in your ass. Don't break my lawnmower. So I saved up like $800, bought a standard kit at a pawn shop, even though I was only like 12 years old, had my mom drive home minivan. I've been playing in bands, multiple labels. I've been playing death metal with thrash and speed. Most of my background is in power groove, new metal, thrash and speed, even though I do know a lot about black metal and death metal. The biggest kit I ever played was a 39 piece with a 16 cymbal solo. The kit that I currently play is a 22 piece. I was in a band called Unsound Condition. It's a hardcore band from Georgia, and it was on Steamroller Records out of Gainesville, and I was a drummer at the time, and I decided to leave so I could do vocals, because I knew I could sing and I knew I could write.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been fronting bands for about 20 years. This is about the 10th band that I fronted. And I'm a growler, I'm a screamer, I'm clean, you know, I can do it all, and I'm hell to raise hell with these guys, man.
Yeah, Eli's a hellraiser.
That's awesome. I love a vocalist who can do it all.
Say that again, man.
I love a vocalist who can do it all. Very cool.
Well, I believe that if you're going to be out front, that you know, it's not just that you're singing, but you're telling the story to the people. So when Mammoth Tusk plays, lots of times we do an intro. If I'm dressed up as Mammoth, he's, you know, that's the whole thing about the story of the band is that it's caveman people, right? So he's the oldest of the cavemen. He's seen the most, and so he leads. So I kind of feel like, you know, as a front man, like I have to reach an audience on a different level. You know, like I don't want to just capture the listener. I want to capture the reader too. So whatever I'm saying, however insightful I am, in other words, I believe, like, you know, you should have a conviction in what you do. And if people don't believe that you have conviction, then they're not going to be your audience. We are the absolute first line of our defense when it comes to our audience. If we don't believe us, and we don't put the work in, then people aren't going to believe us. And I believe as a front man, if you can't own that, you should never front a band, especially a metal band. Because you got to be a different kind of person when you're out front of a metal band. Because metal's already hard, it's already brutal, it's already ferocious and overwhelming and loud. You need somebody out there that's bigger, personality-wise. That's why you got guys like Phil and Dan's and these guys, like Rob Zombie, because they're bigger than life. Or Maynard, for example. I mean, you got to have somebody that can really dig into it. And not a lot of people are willing to do that. But that's where I match with these guys, man, because they match my aggression just as much. And lyrically wise, it works out great for me because I write very viciously. I'm a very heavy vocalist. And I do my best stuff when I'm pissed off. When I feel these guys, man, it's like we're in a 12-round fight. So it's what we do. We swing heavy.
That's awesome. There's actually a question in the chat. Do y'all know Five Notch, by the way?
Yeah, Crazy Marion. Me and Jacob actually recorded with them.
Awesome. And then the other two, how did you get into music?
Oh, I'm doing a sound check. Stage is right there.
Live, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to go outside. Give us a second, okay?
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's not even my phone, it's my drawers. All right, here you go. So I guess we can stack it better somewhere. So,
Here, maybe.
do you see everybody?
I can see two of you.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of rig it.
Yeah.
You know, squeeze it.
All right, yeah.
There we go. Now we look like an 80s pop group.
Yeah.
Squeeze in, everybody.
Well, I guess to get back to your question, how I got into music. When I was a kid, I had begged my grandparents for Christmas to pay for karate lessons, and I got a guitar instead. So, I'm not a fighter. I'm a metalhead. I fell in love with music through guitar. I play guitar and bass. I like bass a lot more. It's very tactile. I like the punch it's got. But for Five Notch, our buddy Will, that's how me and Errol met, the drummer. So I just found Will through a Discord for musicians looking for each other. And, I just got addicted to playing music, writing, and just playing live.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got to come to the front now.
I grew up. My dad was both my parents were extreme metalheads. They had CD books just like loaded with everything, Slayer and Korn, and Metallica, all of the usual kind of big stuff. As I grew up, I just kept getting more and deeper into it. Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan, Mastodon. When I was 8 years old, I think my dad just kind of randomly asked me while I was playing Call of Duty if I wanted to start learning how to play guitar. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And it just kind of took off and became my entire life. I went to college for audio engineering. I helped record our first single, gonna get our first album going.
He's our guitarist and our sound man. How about that?
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, very cool. How did the current lineup of Mammoth Tusk start or get together?
How did the current lineup come together?
Yeah.
Well, Mammoth Tusk kind of had some members, I guess, fall out, and then Errol was looking for folks. And it was funny because I was in this band for 2 years locally here called Force of Habit, and the guys decided to dismiss me from the band and didn't tell me. So a couple months went by, and I kind of was waiting to see what would happen. And once I found out, I was like, well, I'll put my fillers out. And sure enough, I was on Craigslist, and he answered me. And he called me up, and he said, hey, Eli, are you ready to front this band? And I was like, I don't think you know who you're talking to, but yeah, whenever you're ready, man. And I think I came over that Saturday and jammed. We played the Star Bar like the next week.
Yeah.
And we've been jamming ever since. And then we had to let go of our old guitarist because he just couldn't keep up the weight of what we were doing. Not to say he wasn't good, but he just wasn't where we needed him to be at the time.
Yeah.
Because the band has aspirations. That's why, you know, we like talking to people. That's why we do what we do. We try to stay as physical as much as possible in what we're doing. So, and then we got Tristan here, and he's been with us now for quite a bit. And he's obviously our sound engineer as well, too. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we're at now.
Yeah.
Worked out good. Who are some of your influences?
Influences music-wise?
Yes.
Like for the band, or you mean like us in general?
It could be individually. It could be for the band.
Let's do it each.
Each? Me? Every day, no doubt about it. I got CFH on my arm. I'm a lifer, big-time Pantera fan. I love Sepultura, Slayer. I love anything black metal, death metal. I was born in '78, but I grew up during the '80s and the '90s, so I remember when metal waved the flag. You know, everything from the darkest stuff to the newer stuff I like. It all influences me, you know, especially if it's melodic too, like Mastodon or something like Opeth. I like them a lot too. A lot of stoner metal, Weed Eater, Sleep, Witch, all that kind of stuff like that. Red Fang, The Sword, all those jam kind of root, kind of like, you know, stoner bands or doom bands. But like we're a heavy doom sludge band. I think it changes up lyrically and vocally because of the dynamics. We're not like your normal doom band. We're much heavier. The best thing I can tell you about us is that we are heavy metal. There's nothing we do that's not abrasive. You're guaranteed to walk away with a headache when you see us. And it's not because we're not good, it's because we're that loud. Okay?
Yeah, I was watching some of the videos and you guys are definitely heavy. I like it.
We are extremely heavy.
You know, I'd say overall as a band, what me and Errol connected with was our interest in the band Conan. So I think that's something we all kind of try to strive for. As far as me personally, I grew up on Black Sabbath, so I love all things doom and sludge. Like some heavier influences for me would be like High on Fire, Conan, obviously Indian, Iron Monkey, just real heavy and sludgy stuff.
I'd say for me, definitely Mastodon's a huge one. Death, I'm a really big fan of Chuck Schuldiner as a guitarist, for sure. Dillinger Escape Plan, huge one. Those guys are nuts. Slayer, of course, originally. Muse, even Matt Bellamy as a guitarist and even a vocalist. That guy's insane. Love all that crazy stuff. That's pretty much it.
Me, I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock with my dad in his truck, just driving around. And yeah, that's kind of like my musical origins, I guess you could say. And then my brother, he showed me Korn, and that was like my first exposure to like a heavier sound. And I started researching more stuff myself, and I got into like bands like Lamb of God, Cannibal Corpse, and it just starts progressing from there pretty much. But musically right now, I listen to pretty much everything. Like when it comes to music, I'm very open-minded. I can go from listening to like a brutal death metal song to K-pop. So when it comes to music, I think that as long as you keep an open mind, that you'll find good artists in every genre. And I'm really like influenced by a whole variety of different genres.
I love that. And Korn was my gateway into heavy music too. I love them.
I'm sorry.
You're going to have to speak up. We're outside. There's a band playing on the other side of this wall.
That's okay. Korn was my gateway into heavy music too.
Yeah, Korn is, they're a great gateway. I feel like a lot of people got introduced to metal through bands like Korn and Alice in Chains and Pantera and stuff like that.
Because, like originally, you have Run DMC and Aerosmith when they did Walk This Way. Mm-hmm. That, other than Blondie, that was like the breakthrough between rock and metal, rock and R&B, right, or hip hop. And then a band like Korn came along, and they opened up a whole gateway to all of the kind of bands that became new metal. And there's some bands that, like last week, I just went and saw Kitty because I like Kitty, but even now they don't sound like they did back then when they were new metal, but they came out because of that rise of a band like Korn as well.
Exactly.
I think Korn's definitely a big influence of mine too. Yeah, as a drummer, I would definitely say so. They have their chops, and Jonathan is an amazing lyricist and vocalist too. So
yeah, I'm seeing them in October, and I haven't seen them since like high school, and I'm excited. They're a good band.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Who would you want to collaborate with if you could?
The band as a whole, or just individually?
The band.
I Hate God. Matt Pike, High on Fire.
Anything with Matt? Yeah,
I Hate
God. Conan.
Me personally, well, I sing a lot of country and I write a lot of stuff on my own. I play a lot of acoustic guitar. So if I could see Eric Church and do a show with him, that'd be great because I like doing acoustic stuff. But yeah, I mean, if I could go toe to toe, on stage with somebody like Slayer or Pantera or Megadeth. But actually, truthfully, out of all vocalists, even though people tell me I sound like Phil all the time, Pantera's my favorite band, Mike Patton. If I could just have dinner with the guy, I would pick his brain, man. I'd probably ask him out on a date. He's my favorite, sexiest vocalist in metal in general. Here's Mike Patton, what can I say?
Yeah. All right, what is your creative process like when you're writing music?
What is our creative process?
Yes.
Well, usually Jacob starts writing some really crazy riffs on the bass. He brings them to practice and then introduces everybody. And then by that time, him and Errol, they've been together so long.
Yeah.
They played a couple bands together. They just marry it right up. I generally write my lyrics if I don't already have a set aside for something I have in mind. So if I write myself, I very much, I write on the spot. So, if they come up with something and it's good, then I can get right into it. I like to do things in the moment. I like to flesh things out,
I just want to give a quick shout out to somebody in the chat, Jonathan, ex-Razor. Yeah, he like comes to a lot of our shows, and it's good to see him. What's up, man?
He's the big kid.
Yeah, big kid. Yeah. What's up, John?
As a matter of fact, he got boned in front of a whole bar last week.
Yeah, he got a Mammoth Tusk bone.
And that's totally different. Like I said, I tell people, we're totally different. I mean, we got merch and stuff too, but we want to connect with people, right? So we do it all. From dressing up to getting as loud as we can, the fullest thing. So I find deer carcasses, the bones, and I bleach them and clean them and I bake them and then I paint them where they have a two-tone on them, black and white. And then I have a signature that I put on there with the band's name, and then we all sign it. We give those out. We gave him one last week and honorarily invited him up the stage in the middle of the crowd and boned him in front of the whole crowd and gave him a piece of ivory from Mammoth Tusk because he's the pit daddy. He's always at our shows. Where are you at tonight, huh? Give you a bone now, dog.
Yeah, where are you right now?
We love you, Jonathan.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome. Is there a song of yours that means the most to you and why?
You say that one more time?
Is there a song of yours that means the most to you and why?
Our songs that mean the most?
Yeah.
Like to us probably. We all like all the songs.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, it's hard for me personally to choose a single song. Like, all of our songs to me mean a lot. There's a lot that went into like our creative process and having the songs that we currently have. So me personally, I can't pick a favorite. I love them all equally.
Yeah, I agree with Errol because for me, like I've been playing music for 3/4 of my life, and I've played with all kinds of musicians. I was in the Army 15 years. I've played all kinds of places everywhere, from the USO to stages or whatever. I play on the corners of people just playing guitars at night, after a place to close. And I can tell you what I like about playing with these guys is that whenever we get together, no matter what I'm doing or where I'm at, like here, when I start putting those lyrics to work and it comes out of my mouth, they back me up just as much. So it's effortless. We only make it heavier. We make the metal more metal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the kind of band we are. We are the fuck around and find out type band. we really are who we say we are. We are heavy.
Do you have a favorite song that you perform live?
Favorite song that we perform live together? I don't know, man. People really like they like Poison Arrow.
Yeah.
Jay Scars from Powder Cake that's always hanging out with us. He really likes Dark Days. We just got The Sea of the Deceased, got that out, and we're playing that now. But yeah, I mean, My Every Tusk is out for everybody to hear as a single, so they haven't heard anything yet unless they come catch us live. But I don't think there's a song that we all particularly like more than the other. We get in the groove, man. And when we're on, we're just on together. 100%. I know when we're up there, it's like our lives flashing before our eyes because we're playing, and then when we're done, we're just like, dude, that was so amazing. What did we just do? And we get that every time. Every show we do, we always hear that we're the top band, we're the heaviest band, we're the loudest band. You guys put on everything the best because we really fully commit to it.
Hell yeah.
We don't come out there, just the way we are. We come out there basically for you to see it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the secret as to why Mammoth Tusk is on the rise.
100%.
And that's the best way to do it. Like, make sure every show is your best. And
yeah, you have to as an artist, whether you're playing to a crowd of, 2 or a crowd of 1 million, like you have to, when you get out there, give it 100%, 200% each and every time.
Yeah,
the best form to getting used to being uncomfortable is staying uncomfortable. Because in times like that, when you're uncomfortable, you will do better because you're used to it. You've learned how to basically, like, I guess, to put on those layers. Like you've got a calluses. You've weathered the storm. So when you're in the middle of that eye of the storm, it's not a storm. You realize you are the storm. There's a big difference. Bands come to play shows. We don't enter a room when we walk in a building. We fill it up. We put our foot down in what we do.
Yeah. Do you guys have a pre-show ritual that you do?
Do we have a ritual before every show, like something that we do pre-show-wise? Yeah. I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's our normal pre-show ritual. Just, yeah.
If you're gonna get on stage, you might as well be, with your eyes down, right?
Yeah.
But we're not Motley Crue. We're not going to get in there and get so drunk we can't stand up and play our instruments.
No, we stay professional about it.
We just use enhancements.
Yeah.
Like sports.
Yeah.
So we can get more medals. By the way, America's kicking butt.
Yeah.
China's catching up. Uh-oh.
What is the craziest thing that's happened at one of your shows?
This car's going by. We're right here at the intersection front of the club. Say it again.
What is the craziest thing that's happened at one of your shows?
With this band? The craziest thing that's happened with us?
Yeah.
I don't know what the craziest is. I know that I had joined the band, and then about a week later, we had a show at the Star Bar in Little 5 Points, Atlanta, which is a mainstay. I'm sure you've heard the Star Bar.
Yeah.
Just about everybody's played through there at one point or another. Mastodon, War, the Ramon, everybody. It's kind of like, it's just one of those places in Atlanta. But we did a show there, and I'd been in the band even a week, and I didn't even really know all the lyrics. And we played, and we were the first band, and we got a standing ovation. They wanted more when we were done. Never had that happen. Not being the first band, straight up first show like that. So I thought that was really crazy.
Shout out to Weezer's self-titled albums. Thank you for coming through today. Oh yeah.
Obviously, you're at a show right now. Do you have any upcoming music?
Say that one more time.
Do you have any new music coming soon?
We do, yeah. We're going to record a full-length album soon. The single's out, Pierced by Every Tusk. We're going to work on an EP. That's what I'm really excited because I've only partially helped finish some of the lyrics on 2 or 3 of the songs. Dark Days and Sea of the Deceit, those I wrote lyrics to. So I'm excited for us to get that first album out of the way so we can really start branching together and writing all new stuff. Because we already know how good we are. We're only wondering what's going to happen when we really start coming up with stuff all together that we've actually written. Because a lot of the riffs in Mammoth Tusk were written by a prior member, but allowed the band to keep going and just keep those riffs. So I'm interested to see what Tristan's going to do, especially with his background in engineering and just what we all do. So I think we got a lot to bring to the table, and we're definitely excited to see what's going to come in the future for Mammoth Tusk.
Yeah. Jonathan saying EP, Tristan gets to work now.
Yeah, we're working on it, Jonathan. We'll have it out before you know it. Favorite bands to play with? Oh, man. Buried Within, they're a killer local Georgia band. Powder Keg, I drum for them as well. Nails of Another Kind, Electric Gemini, James Miser. Big Oaf is amazing. There's so many good local metal bands that we've played with here in Georgia. Tinnitus. The list goes on. The Crash,
I just interviewed Barry with
Grinding
him
Teeth.
last week.
There's a lot of good bands. That's why you got to be as good as them, if not better.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I just interviewed Buried Within like a week ago.
Yeah, they're awesome. Super cool dudes, and they have such a good sound.
Yeah.
And on September 20th, we're playing with Buried Within at Sweetwater Live. So definitely, if you can come out to that, that's going to be a banger of a show.
Sounds fun. What do you guys do for fun outside of music?
Me personally, I have a lot of hobbies outside of music. I box, and I like hiking. I like rock climbing, and just like generally like staying kind of active, I guess. And as far as like I don't know, work goes, I work construction. That's my interest.
I really just play guitar, watch horror movies. I like reading a lot outside of guitar and working with music in some capacity with my own side projects or something.
What's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie? I have a lot. Maybe the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though.
That's a great choice.
That's a good one.
Great choice.
Classic. Yeah.
Probably the one.
Mr. Jacob.
Well, we're playing in Gainesville right now, and we got Lake Lanier around here. And I grew up in the more country part of Gainesville, so I'm kind of an outdoorsman. I love being outside. Outside of music, fishing is probably my number one hobby. I'm on the lake probably 2-3 times a week fishing. So that's my biggest hobby outside of music.
Me personally, people that directly message me in my inbox, most of them are in my basement. That's where I keep all the dead babies. But I collect midgets and antique furniture because they make I'm tall, I'm 6'3". They make my knees hurt,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tattoo artist. I'm a musician. I play multiple instruments, anywhere from harmonica to piano to bass to guitar to drums. I like to garden. I have a bunch of animals. I have about 60 animals. I have 9 goats.
Right.
I can't wait to bring a goat on stage. Pretty much all my animals are named after deities. Or there's something from like a Tim Burton movie or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy ripping people off and being a jerk. Generally, that's what most frontmen do. Oh yeah, and I'm all about me. So, doing my job. I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
I can tell. Juggerfest win.
Juggerfest win.
Oh yeah, so we had a thing last year at my place. We decided we were going to have like a little band barbecue. It's going to be the 4 of us, and then somebody's like, "Hey, well, let's invite another band." It was just a group chat. Next thing you know, there was like 9 bands that wanted to jump in. So I was like, "All right, it's not a house show. It's over 4 bands. It's a festival." So we called it Juggerfest. We had 9 bands show up last time. We started at 1, went till 2:30 in the morning when the cops finally showed up at the back door to shut us down for being too loud. We did that in February of last year. We want to try to do another one after the new year, sometime in January. And we want to get a whole new lineup and do it again. And, just get as much music as we can and shove it down the community's throat and bring people together. Be as loud as possible, make fun, have a good time.
Sounds awesome. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Brush after every meal. My mother's a retired dental assistant.
That is good advice.
Oh, well, I take it back. I was in the Army 15 years. Don't ask me, ask your recruiter.
Well, an uncle of mine used to play the lottery a lot. He'd spend all his money on scratch-offs. And, it's so bad, he'd, ask us for help and everything. He'd be like, "Grandpa, why are you spending so much money on the lottery tickets, right?" He'd be like, "Well, I can't win all this money if I don't play." And it's kind of a bad example because, he's talking about spending his money, but I kind of took it in a different way. Like, if you want to achieve something, like a goal, just sitting on your ass at home or doing anything else other than trying to achieve that goal is not going to get you anywhere. So, really what I took away from that is if you want something, just try and go for it.
Yeah. Right.
For a long time, I was just a bedroom guitarist. I always really wanted to be out and playing in bands and stuff, but I just never really found my way in. And that's the most important thing I learned in this experience of joining these guys is just act first, think second. Like, that was always my problem, was thinking too much, overthinking about things, and then, like, talking myself out of stuff. I'd say that's the most important piece of advice that I've learned, is just finally acting on something rather than thinking about it.
I don't know. Maybe life isn't all like sunshine and rainbows all the time. Like there's the yin and the yang, right? You have the good in life, but you also have the bad, and you're gonna have hurdles to overcome in life, and you just have to, when you're knocked down, get back up and keep pushing, because the bad is just as much of a part of life as the good, and you just have to be like mentally ready and keep that in mind, I guess.
Very, very true. What was the first concert each of you saw?
Oh,
Oh
man.
man.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start with me. I'm the oldest. I was about 4 years old, maybe 5. My grandfather was the head Shriner in Atlanta, and he gave tickets to my uncle, and he took me and my brother to see Michael Jackson on the Thriller tour. That was the first concert I saw.
Oh, wow.
So Michael Jackson was the first artist I saw twice, because I went to the Bad tour. After that, I hadn't seen anything for a long time. My first metal show, my brother basically told my mom, I'm taking my brother with me. He's going to a show. There's nothing you can do about it. I was 12 years old. I was in 6th grade. I've been this big ever since. It was the first leg of the Cowboys from Hell tour in 1991. That was my first pit. That was my first metal show ever. And pretty much that's when everything clicked. I knew exactly what I wanted to play, what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. Those guys gave me my voice and my reason for what I do. I put all my metal on them. But yeah, I'm like him, man. I believe that, a quote that I live by in my life is that things prove their worth by fighting back. You got to be diligent in your duties. Like I say, it's all about conviction. And as a musician or artist, if you're not willing to go beyond your comfort zone and try more things and do more with yourself, you're cutting yourself short of the legs and the feet, because everybody wants to see what you have. And life does imitate art. So if you're an artist, you need to let as much of that out, because it's part of your life. And that's what we do collectively. And I think that's why people like us so much, because they can feel and they can see the presence of what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
We're not just a jam band. We're not just here to hang out. We're here to make a difference and to put music out and shove down people's throats and say, hey, you know what? There's a lot of great bands in Atlanta, but you didn't know about this band. And now you do.
Yeah.
Everybody will get a piece of the Tusk in the end. You'll all taste Ivory, whether you like it or not. We're a herd. We're not a pack. We're elephants.
So we're doing first concert or best concert?
Well, I asked first concert, but he asked best concert, so you can do both if you want.
Okay. I really didn't go to any concerts growing up. We weren't that well off, so there wasn't a lot of extra money to go see concerts. So the first concert I went to was actually the one we played first with Mammoth Tusk. We played at a venue called The Altar out in Alabama. That was the first concert I ever saw and also played in. First real concert I saw was Windhand. Shout out, one of the best doom bands out there.
Oh yeah, they're
I
awesome.
love those guys. But they were the first real concert I went to. They were in Atlanta at a Sabbath Brewing.
Yeah.
That's right. So that was the first real concert, and that was also the best concert I've ever been to.
Awesome.
First concert was Metallica Death Magnetic Tour in 2009 or something. Best concert is a list. Say Muse back in 2013, I think, 2012-ish, Gwinnett Center Arena, Knocked Loose on the Terror and the Fabric of Life tour.
Oh, Knocked Loose was so good.
Yeah, that was crazy. Mastodon and Gojira on the 2014 tour. They played the Tabernacle. Soundgarden at the Tabernacle 2015, maybe 2014, something like that. Seen Pearl Jam, that was incredible. Fucking life-changing. Hum, when they did their comeback in like 2017. I love Hum. That was just an insane experience. That's a few of the best concerts. I could just keep going though, but I'm not gonna.
My first concert, I saw Cannibal Corpse at a local venue, the Masquerade, and that's an experience I'll never forget. I've seen them multiple times since that show. best show, like I've been to so many at this point, but the Gojira shows I've been to are definitely on the top of my list. Gojira, they're so tight live and they absolutely destroy, so heavy. Cryptopsy, a great death metal band that I really like, their show was great. As far as like Doom Sludge goes, like Windhand and Conan were amazing shows for me, and yeah, a lot of bands that I really like respect. Yeah,
I'm excited to see Gojira with Korn later this year.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
yeah, that's going to be a great show.
Dream venue that if you could play anywhere, where would a dream venue be?
Red Rock,
Yeah,
not a Burning Man. I mean,
good
I want to
one.
play every place in Atlanta I'm from because my brother's got a death metal band that blew up years ago. He's been through Europe several times. He was getting big when Mastodon was. Yeah, I want to play every place at home. Obviously represent my hometown, but if I could take it somewhere, I mean, the Great Wall. I don't know, man. Pyramids of Giza, something.
Yeah.
Anywhere that's nobody else is willing to do it. I don't care if I'm naked. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I just want to get up there and jam.
I can't remember the exact name of the venue, but there's this cave actually up in Tennessee. There's this drone metal band called Sun O, and there's a YouTube video out of them playing in that cave, and it's all fogged out, and they got lights going, and it's just a really cool venue. And with our Paleolithic theme and how heavy we are, I think
That'd be perfect.
Awesome
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the best place we could play? Your hometown.
Yeah, come on.
I'm a pretty simple dude. I've mostly gone to the Tabernacle a lot in Atlanta. That's probably my favorite. It's just kind of got a special thing to it, so I'd probably like to play there.
For me, it's like aiming high. Whatever venues have the best, the best pull and the biggest crowds. Like I want to play there. Rockville in Florida and Tabernacle, Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Places like that would be my dream to play.
Awesome. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh,
If I could have a secret power, what would it be?
superpower.
Yeah.
Superpower. I don't know what it would be, but I guess there'd be a lot more people in the world that would like metal. Just say it.
It's kind of a basic answer, but I'd love to fly. Be free and go real fast. Don't have to pay for airplane tickets and all that.
Maybe like telekinesis, and then I don't have to reach over for the bong anymore.
It really is.
I'm with Jacob. I think being able to fly would be pretty dope. Or teleport. I'd like to be able to teleport.
Yeah. I feel like teleporting would be really helpful for musicians.
Yeah, it'd be great. Instead of having to lug all my drum gear, I'll just teleport it to where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think like Iron Maiden wouldn't need that big old plane, right? Bruce Dickinson wouldn't have to fly nothing. He could just bench the rest of his life.
Right. All right. Well, that was pretty much all I had. What is the best way people can support you guys?
Instagram, Facebook, and come out to our shows.
Yeah.
We don't turn down shows. If you see us, you will get your money's worth. And I guarantee you'll walk away knowing that you saw one of the best heavy stands you can see around Atlanta. We are no joke. So we're playing here at the Blackstrap tonight. You can see that up there. Blackstrap is give a shout out to Kyle Sanders and Elizabeth Sanders. Kyle Sanders, as you know, is the bass player in Kerry King's new band. He was the bass player in Hell Yeah with Vinnie Paul before he passed away. His brother is Troy Sanders from Mastodon, obviously, but here's home, right? So, but right next door, if you shoot over there, across the street, that's the School of Rock over there on the other side over there. And so they've been turning this whole area pretty much into a scene now. And it's growing, it's cultivating, it's harvesting. Lots of punk and metal here. And I just want to give a big shout out to Kyle's on show right now with Kerry King, man, kicking butt. And thank you, brother, for letting us play here. And thank you for interviewing us so much. We're Mammoth Tusk from Atlanta, Georgia. And you guys should definitely come check us out because you'll get all the metal you can handle and more.
All right. Well, this was fun, and I hope to catch a show sometime. And you guys have a good show tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for the opportunity.
Of course. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day and evening.